5-minute history, the history of the internet. Let's travel back to a time before Wi-Fi, memes, and social media, before the World Wide Web was even a thing. It's hard to imagine now, but in the 1960s, the idea of an interconnected world of computers seemed like science fiction. But some brilliant minds were already laying the groundwork for the internet as we know it today. It all began with a project funded by the US government during the Cold War. The government was worried about how to maintain communication if there was a nuclear attack, so they funded a project called ARPANET in 1969 under the guidance of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, DARPA. The idea was to create a decentralized network of computers that could stay connected, even if parts of it were destroyed. ARPANET's first successful message? It was just the word LO, short for log on, because the system crashed after trying to send login between two computers at UCLA and Stanford. By the 1970s, ARPANET expanded, and people began to realize the potential for even broader connections. Enter Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn, two researchers who developed the TCP/IP protocol in 1973. This protocol became the foundation of the modern internet because it allowed different networks to communicate with each other. In 1983, ARPANET officially switched to TCP/IP, and that's when we saw the birth of the internet as we know it, a vast, decentralized web of connected networks. Now, let's fast forward to the 1980s. Things are getting really exciting. In 1989, a British scientist named Tim Berners-Lee, working at CERN, a European particle physics lab, proposed a new way to make the internet more accessible to the public. He created the World Wide Web, or WWW, a system that linked hypertext documents and allowed users to navigate them using a browser. His invention was revolutionary because it transformed the internet from a tool for researchers into something the general public could use. In 1991, Berners-Lee launched the first website ever, and by 1993 the first graphical web browser, Mosaic, was released, which made it easier for everyday people to browse the web with images, text, and links. Now, the internet really starts to explode. In the mid-1990s, Marc Andreessen, a former University of Illinois student, co-founded Netscape and released Netscape Navigator in 1994, one of the first web browsers to really take off. It made surfing the web feel like a seamless experience, and suddenly, the internet wasn't just for scientists or tech geeks. It was for everyone. By the late 1990s, companies like Amazon and eBay were born, and e-commerce began to reshape the economy. Social media platforms like 6 Degrees, 1997, paved the way for giants like MySpace and Facebook, which connected millions of people worldwide, transforming how we interacted online. So, by the time we hit the 2000s, the internet had become a game changer. No longer was it just a tool for researchers, scientists, or government officials. It was central to everything we did: socializing, shopping, working, learning, and entertainment. In short, the internet's invention was a long, collaborative journey involving many key figures. Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahn laid the groundwork with TCP/IP. Tim Berners-Lee made it user-friendly with the World Wide Web, and Marc Andreessen helped popularize it with Netscape Navigator. The result? The digital world we live in today. And it's still evolving. The internet continues to change with things like 5G, the Internet of Things, IoT, and the rise of AI and the metaverse. So, while we might take it for granted now, the internet's journey from a Cold War defense project to the omnipresent force it is today is a story of innovation, collaboration, and vision that's only just beginning. With the recent incorporation of AI into search tools, we've really only scratched the surface of this amazing tool we call the internet.